on 4 acres and be able to sell it for $500,000 5 years later. And we've heard these stories that were good 15, 20, 30 years ago when people had those opportunities, and people are still looking for those opportunities, right? And there's only certain key areas that are going to give you that type of volatility with exponential return on your investment based on land purchases, right? One of those places it's going to do for you, you have to look along the Mayan Train. And this Mayan Train is not along the highway from Playa del Carmen to Cancun. It's in the jungle. And it's going through these small towns along the side, and then it hits the big towns. Even the one in Playa del Carmen, the train station.
You cut out. Cut out.
Alberto, you back? Am I back?
Yeah, you
You're
said
good?
about the train station.
Which one?
You
There's
said
four.
even that the train station.
Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure. I have my train of thought hasn't been lost. No pun intended. So these train stations along the way, you're going to try to find small pieces of land, or you're going to try to find these little neighborhoods or these towns where these train stations are going to be parked at. And you're going to find some really good opportunities with land that's super inexpensive. It still has those opportunities to get in on the ground floor. I'm talking ground floor like before electricity gets there, right? Because, for example, this specific place, Aldea Stock Bay, the price just went up 15% 2 weeks ago. Why? Because the electric company finally got there after 35 years, right? So the electric company just got there. But why did the electric company just get there? That's the big question. Well, because the Mayan train is now cutting through Leon Vicario, which is a town 1 kilometer away from this neighborhood that we're promoting out there, Stock Bay. So electricity is finally getting there. It's 1 kilometer away from one of the train stations, and Leon Vicario is the main town that's right there. So there's a lot of commotion going on. That's going to be an exponential positive results for this particular plot of land. So what is Aldea Stock Bay? Aldea Stock Bay is 61.5 hectares, right? In acres, it's 2.4 acres per hectare, right? So it's like 140 acre neighborhood. You have 240 residential lots ranging from 1,000 square meters to 2,000 square meters. So in feet will be 10,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet lots. You could they come with or on top of this you can get habitat, which is a 1 bedroom habitat, 2 bedroom habitat, up to 3 bedrooms. What the niche market this falls into is, first of all, these homes are on stilts. There's no cement foundation affecting the ground, low carbon footprint. You're going to have every house going to have their own septic system. It's not going to be connected to the sewage. It's not going to be connected down into the cenotes. This is going to be self-sustaining. You're going to have a truck to come out there and empty out your septic system every 6 months. Depends on how much poop you have, right? But you have to go out and clean your own septic stuff. It's the design behind this is to have the least amount of impact on Earth and your low carbon footprint, right? There's also going to be a hotel in the center of Aldea Stock Bay. Hey, Nick, can you scroll down to the master plan, please? Can you scroll down to the master plan? Yeah, please. All the way, it's at least like page 6. And I'm going to change to my computer real quick while you're doing that. Hold on a second. Here's master plan. I'm going to keep talking on my phone until my computer's up and running. You'll notice in the center there, you got like 12 little houses right there, right? Those little houses, those little huts, is going to be the village. It's the Aldea, okay? The Aldea for Aldea Stock Bay. And there you're going to have stuff like a grocery store. I mean, I'm not talking about, Whole Foods, right? I'm talking about a little fruit stand with vegetables. And you're going to have you have a pharmacy in one of those houses. You're going to have, the sunscreen, basic stuff, okay? And then to the right, you're going to see where it says the Wellness Hotel. You're going to have Aldea Stock Bay Hotel. This hotel is going to be 100% for adults only. Okay, so you're not going to have kids running around inside this hotel. Now, are kids allowed in the entire neighborhood? Absolutely. You can buy houses on the outside When you look at this, when I say outside, there's a orange ring on the inside there. That orange ring are the hotel rooms. Okay, so whoever buys the lots, for example, LL21, R36, R34, all the ones in the middle there, they're around that green square, those orange ones, those are built with a hotel room. So for $50,000, you buy the piece of land. For another $60,000, $70,000, you buy the house. So altogether, you're looking at about 1.4 million plus like 1.9 million pesos altogether, and you get a hotel room, which is a habitat, it's a house that's put into the rental pool. Okay, it's put into the rental pool for the hotel, and literally you own that percentage of all the revenue that comes through that. So it's basically an immediate return on your investment. But let's say you don't want to be part of the rental pool, you don't want to be forced into the hotel, because if you buy those there, yes or yes, you got to be part of the hotel. Those are the hotel rooms. If you don't want to do that, you want to do your own thing, then you can buy everything on the outside. You don't have to do, part of that orange section there. You get 1,000, 2,000 square meters. You can build with your home. You can buy two lots together and buy one big giant home. Your total footprint can only be a total of 20% of the lot. Okay, 20%. So if it's 1,000 square meters, 200 square meters, right? Or in feet, 2,000 square feet, stuff like that. Okay. My computer's up and running. Let me switch this over real quick. And do you have the entire drive, or I can just talk about prices, I guess. I'll have you guys set up, Lawrence. You and Lawrence are Nick send it to them. So your lots, your 1,000 square meter lot, it started out at $38,000. Now it's at like $45,000, give or take a few grand. Okay, for 1,000 square meters. Your 2,000 square meter lots are running around 60,000. They're about 950,000 pesos. So you divide that by 17, whatever the exchange rate is right now. So here, let me move that with you right now. So I'm double sharing the screen. So
Leo, you're on mute.
Which would be those lots? What color are they on the grid?
I'll show you right now. So I'm not the one sharing the screen, but I can do it this way. I'll just talk about it. So, for example, if you look at the P24s, right? Look at the gray ones, P24. Now, let me tell you what the letters mean. It's not just random. P means piedra. The entire concept, the entire essence of this development is the elements, right? So earth, fire, water, and air. So you have piedra, and then LL is lluvia for water, fuego, piedra. F is for fire, for fuego, and air, aire is the A's, right? So every road is going to have that type of name, like calle piedra, calle fuego, calle lluvia, stuff like that. And if you get into the prices now, so for example, if you look at, let's look at FO2, which is right there below FO4 in the right there, FO2. So FO2, let me get that down real quick. All right, where am I? Forget it. Let's go to R's. Go to R27. So R40, it's gold, right? R40 is gold. That's part of the inside ring, which will be part of the hotel. So it's a premium lot. It would be a total of 1,520,000 pesos. 1,520,000 pesos.
89,400.
Correct. Then the house, with the one bedroom units, you got 60,000 US dollars. So you're looking at 140, right? 149 for a turnkey. By the way, if you're buying with inside the hotel area, one of those hotel units, you're getting a turnkey. So because it has to all be uniform. These are all part of the hotel. So you're gonna have the sheets, the dishes, the silverware, the cups, literally turnkey. All in it's a business in itself already going. Okay. If you go on the outside where you're not going to be in the premium or inside the part of the hotel part, you're looking at, let's say, what's the FO2, for example, FO2 right there, you're looking at 977,000 pesos. It's a big difference, right? Divide that by 17, $57,000, right? Plus the house of 60 grand, you're looking at 110 grand instead of 100.
What box am I looking at again? R what?
Looking at
FO2.
F02.
FO2. Okay.
So those are all the same price. I was giving you random different sizes, right?
And so since there's a hotel, the other ones are residential, just residential homes?
Correct.
Okay.
And you're allowed to use your own marketing, I mean, your own property management. You can do your own Airbnb, booking, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if they Nick, if you go to the bottom, please show the last on the strip near the road. That whole green area right there, where the main entrance is at, these are all commercial lots. They're not for sale yet. They're being held by the developers. This is the main road. This is the Ruta Cenotes, the road right there. So they're going to be stored like, Oxxos, 7-Elevens, grocery stores. You're going to have, convenience stores, boutiques, whatever you're going to have on the main road. If you could scroll up just a little bit, Nick, so I could show him where on the map we are. Go further up, please. Further. Right there. Okay. So this is where we are. So you would arrive to Cancun, and by the time we start getting all this stuff built, and we're already building now, but by the time the train is ready in Cancun, you're going to be able to take a 15-minute ride from Cancun Airport to León Vicario, and you'll have a transport from there to Algesac Bay, which is only 1 kilometer away. So the closeness, now by car, it would take you 30 minutes. A little bit longer than 30 minutes to get there. But you have to drive down to Puerto Morelos, then drive up, or you have to go around Cancun to go to León Vicario, which is not as simple as this map looks. So with the Mayan Train, that's really what's going to give you exponential growth on the value of this. Just because if you bought the land and sat on it for 2 years, you could probably dump it for 3 times the amount of money. So you buy it for $56,000, and 3 years from now, when there's houses already being built and people already have their homes, the hotel's going to be delivered by 2024 and the next year. I mean, it's running. Then your value is going to go from $56,000 to $150,000 to $200,000 for 2,000 square meters. I mean, easily, without a shadow of a doubt, just because of the train and because of the trend that's going on right now with wanting to do wellness. Right now, the trend of the lifestyle change. I mentioned this before with Nick. This was a trend for a while. People were talking about, let's lower our carbon footprint. Let's love nature. And that's kind of what the feel. It went from Cancun, which is a concrete jungle, looks like Miami. Then Playa del Carmen also got super exploited with the easements not existing whatsoever. Everybody basically built to the edge of their property line. And then Tulum now is starting to enforce and push 20, 30, 40% construction on their land. And they're doing more eco-friendly, and it's just a trend that's happening. Well, that trend is now being taken to other developers. It's happening around the Riviera Maya, and this is one of those trends, right? So just because it's eco-friendly doesn't mean it can't be profitable. Just because it's low carbon footprint doesn't mean you're losing amenities. You should be actually gaining amenities and exclusivity, and the experience of having eco-friendly is an experience now. It's not a norm yet, right? So if you go live this experience I personally want air conditioning, right? So you can have solar panels here. You are on the grid here. You can have both. You can do solar panel or somewhat on the grid electricity and having and subsidizing your solar panel energy to have an air conditioner. But you're blowing the air conditioning through the solar panels, so you're not really burning stuff, right? I mean, I don't go complete native and love camping with a mosquito net. I weigh too much and I sweat too much to enjoy that kind of vacationing. So I need to have a little bit of AC, a little bit of enjoyment. I mean, that's just the way I am. I want my PlayStation, but you can still do that living in the eco-friendly and getting yourself in the ground floor. These started. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How far from the water is Algesac Bay?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Is that a road that's on the map?
Yep, that's the Ruta Cenotes.
Okay.
Okay. So you're 20 minutes from Puerto Morelos. 20 minutes.
What is the closest cenote to this location?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what the closest cenote is to this location?
Oh man, there's
this
road here. If I was controlling this mouse, you've got probably a good 30 cenotes on that road. That's called Ruta de Cenotes. There's actually a bunch of parks there for cenotes.
Okay.
I just
are
went
are there any super popular ones that people tend to travel to?
all of them.
Yes, they're
Like-
all on that list. It's literally as part of the a lot of the tourists buy tours, guided tours from Cancun. Go here, like
Okay.
this is yeah, to go to the cenote dives.
I was just there the other day. I rode my motorcycle, and I have a video actually of the train right here that was that is being built.
Yeah, it's awesome. You're 20 minutes from Puerto Morelos and you're 45 minutes from Playa del Carmen if you're driving. So now, once the train is up, you are an hour from Tulum. You're gonna just coast it from León Vicario to go to Tulum. Instead of being a 2.5-hour drive, you're going 150 kilometers an hour on the train now, and you're kicking back. You're not renting a car anymore, and now you're in the Tulum train station. You're gonna enjoy your day in Tulum. You're gonna come back home, get off the train station here, and go back to your aldea, to your hut, to your little village. So this is not because it's not my baby, like I don't own it, but I've vested myself in here. We own here as well ourselves, and I'm not just the president of the Hair Club for Men. I'm also a member. So now I'm eating my own Cheerios, the same Cheerios that I'm selling, right?
I understand all that.
Yeah. Well, it's a great analogy. You have to believe in your product. If you're not buying it, then why are you selling it? So, and it's these are the kind of deals that we come across because we live here. Most people don't have a clue this is here until they come down here, and they might hear about it on Instagram, but they don't really understand that there aren't a bunch of these, but the ones that come across, they fly like that because most of the locals, the people that live here, jump on them. If I could show you the price list, I can show you. Look at the price list. Let me show you. We just started selling this 4 months ago, okay? And the red is what's already been sold. So, and this is 4 months. There you go. So I don't have the other list. So, and most of these sales are local. They're not foreign because they jump on it before anybody else does because they want to try to get the advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I don't know what if this brochure, if you look at this brochure, you can send it to them. You keep scrolling down. It shows you a picture of the habitats. Keep going down. Right there. This is what the habitat will look like. You have a bathtub outside. This is a standard hotel unit that you're going to be building on stilts. And if you scroll a bit further up, I'll show you a picture of the inside, the bedrooms. It's going to be modern. It's not going to be hippie chic, cool colors, woods. It's not going to be, the bathrooms are amazing. We're going to be using salam. You're going to be using, chukum on the walls. I mean, the houses themselves, that's what the one bedroom would look like. But if you go into the 2 bedroom, just double that. And then you could do 2 floors if you want to. This is an example of what the 2 bedroom will have its own pool on your terrace. You'll have your own pool. The restaurants.
Wife and daughter.
It's a town.
The house in Tulum.
Hi.
That's a picture of me when I had hair a long time ago. So to go back real quick for a second, Lawrence. Right there. Up, down, right there. The reason we're showing this is the location of Leone Vicario is you are an hour and like 30 minutes, an hour. Let's say an hour from Holbox. You're an hour and a half to 2 hours from Los Corrales, Las Coloradas, which is basically this pink salty water. You are 15 minutes from Cancun by train. You're an hour from Tulum by train. You can go to Mérida, which is 2 hours, driving to Mérida. So you're like the location.
Chichen Itza is probably an hour and 10, 15 minutes. This is in Valladolid.
Tourist destination. So if you're advertising this as an Airbnb, you can have all these tours associated with it that are all within driving distance, short driving distance, not a 2.5, 3 hour drive. If you're going to Chichen Itza for Playa del Carmen, you're going to go on a 3.5 hour drive each way. just to get there. It takes forever. And if you go on a bus, it's even worse. So being in this specific location, it gives you a strategic spot to have access to all these places, which is why we have those little touristy pictures on there.
Great. That actually is very helpful.
Okay. Questions, Grace?
I would say, yeah, Leo, the time period. What's the time period for all of this from now until it's delivered?
If you paid, when you pay it, you can have your house within 6 months.
So my question was, how do you start? Is there a deposit? Is there an electronic payment? People send monthly?
Since it's so inexpensive still, there isn't really a payment plan. I mean, you could do 3 months. I mean, we're talking about, $60,000 for the land, and they're not wanting to do, any kind of extended long term. Now, maybe next year, once we're down to like maybe 50%, and we've already increased the price like 5 or 6 times, now we're like, let's say 200,000, then we'll probably do a 30% down, and we'll give like 18 months zero interest, But for now, since we're in the $50,000 to $110,000 mark, there's just it should be done in 3 months. It's a quick payment.
So what happens for those that are wanting to buy into the hotel, and they're looking to buy multiple? I mean, is there something
I could work something out with them. I could talk to the developer and let them know. Say, dude, look, the hotel's not gonna be ready until 2025. I'm sorry, 2024 next year, in December of next year. So in that case, we could do maybe a 30, 60, 10. 30% down, 60% over the period of the build, 10% at delivery. I mean, I'm spitballing with you. I'm the one doing it, but I have to obviously go to the developer and say, you know what, let's do something here. If we're because you're gonna have your places built within 6 months before the hotel's even ready. Well, then you can start running it yourself. I mean, there's room there to play, right? And it's not black and white.
Excuse me, sorry. Along the lines of that same question, does the 30, 60, 10 apply if we do multiple of the residential? Like, I like the hotel idea, just the only thing that kind of detracts me is the adults only aspect of it. So if a similar deal can be done on the residential side, is that a possibility?
You could do this. Check this out. Hey, Nick, do me a favor. Put your pointer on one of those boxes, the orange, anywhere in the orange.
I'm colorblind, but I think this is orange.
23, for example.
Is this orange?
Right there below the hotel. All right, F12 is fine. F12 is fine. That's fine. So if you go any one of those, what you can do is you can build 2 habitats on one lot. Right? So what you can do is you can build on the R, you build your habitat that goes to the hotel, and then you can build on the backside another habitat that's not going to be part of the hotel. So you can have kids there, right? If you wanted to. It's just the hotel unit, it's the adults only. The kids will be allowed to go eat at the restaurants that are there. They just won't be swimming in the pool, right? So I mean, there's always ways around that. But your question was, can I get the same kind of payment options with the lots that are not part of the hotel? On the house, it would get built within 6 months once you have 80% built, or once you have 80% paid. It just depends on what you're buying, man. If you're gonna buy one, it's not gonna happen. I've got several single ones that they're paying in 90 days. But if you're talking about buying, 10, and I'll tell you, look, you're buying 10, or I've got 2 people that are buying 10 together. Let's say that Grace and you also you just met in the Zoom. You're gonna get together and buy 10. I can say, you know what? I got 10 sales here. Give me a 30-60. 30-60-10. And what's the longest you can give me? Because they're using this. The land is there. It doesn't cost anything, but obviously, in order to generate, the faster the hotel is built, the more revenue we're going to generate for the entire thing. And they started building the hotel already. So the more money they have in their pocket, the faster they can build, the more workers they can put in place. It's normal. It's natural. Right now, by themselves, without anybody buying anything, they're ready in 2024. They're building the hotel themselves out of pocket. But if we have an influx of money and we have lots being built, then I'm sure the 10 lots at 30% down, then we're looking at some good money, and these guys can move faster.
Okay, great. And just to confirm once again on something that you said any of these hotel lots are pretty much double lots. One can be constructed out to the regular side and one to the hotel side. And
The idea is this: you can build 20% of your lot.
okay. So
That's
with
it.
the any lot facing the hotel, would that be into the rental pool or whatever?
You could do two. You could do your habitat, part of the rental pool, and your house behind, as long as your total between the two doesn't exceed 20% of your lot.
Okay. All right. All right.
That's
That's
it.
an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought about it really in that three-dimensional way, but okay.
That's it. It's that simple. You can do whatever you want. You can do 2 floors. You have some people that want to do a 3-bedroom. They'll do two bedrooms on the first floor, and the third bedroom on the second floor, and they'll have a rooftop. With like a solarium, looking up the stars, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's also possible.
All right. Great.
Cool.
Okay, gentlemen. Well, thank you, Alberto.
Good, Leo. Yes, we're good.
Great.
Grace, good.
Yeah, we're all good. I'll send you an email or message if any of
By the way, really quick before we finish, up top, you see those blue squares?
Mm-hmm.
Those are multi-use hectares. Basically 2.4 acres, each one of those blue squares. Well, close to it. It's like 9,850 square meters each one. And those are multi-use, multi-family. So you can build up to 3 floors. It's low density. You can't build 150 condos, but you can do 20. Or 30 condos on there. You can, if you wanted to buy one of those, it's like 2.4 million, 2.5 million pesos. So like 130 grand? What is that?
I put an extra
That's zero.
140,000.
140,000 for 10,000 for 100,000 square feet. And same thing applies. 20% of the land you can build. Okay, so that's also something that we have some developers looking at. They wanted to maybe build a hotel, but I told them it doesn't make any sense to build 2 wellness hotels in the same neighborhood, stuff like that. But those pieces of land are also for sale. Okay.
Like you said at the beginning, these prices really are kind of low. Like you can't even get a crappy house apartment in Jersey for that amount anymore. So.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you. But you know what? Aldea Umay that you were looking at, I think yesterday, a couple days ago, was about 45% less expensive 4 months ago, 5 months ago. I mean, the price is just going to keep going up. I mean, there's not going to be there is a cap. It's not like without limits. It's going to keep on going, but it's going to reach the benchmark of the industry of the neighborhoods and the areas, right? And the areas usually run between $1,500 to $2,000 a square meter. Is where you end. That's where you end up at. You might start at 650 pesos, $35 a square meter. But once it gets the infrastructure, once the water's there, once electricity is there, once you have construction there, it's exponential. It just keeps going up and up and up, and it tapers out. But that taper out, you need to be down here so you can enjoy all the fluff in the middle.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Thank you very much for your time, Alberto.
No problem. Good chat.
Cool.
Thanks, Leo.
Alberto, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are your price points on the brochure that you sent me?
No, it's a separate link. I'll send it to you. Okay, Grace?
Yeah, would you be able to send it to me?
I'll send it to you right now.
I make sure that I get a copy of that as well.
Of course. Yep, of course.
I'll send it right now.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend.
All right, you
Have
too.
a great weekend. We'll be in touch through the chat, Leo. We'll talk soon, brother.
Take care.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
How did my pitch go?
That was good, bro.
Yeah? Okay, good. What do you think?